welcome to VMware Explore 2023 coverage. John, it's been a busy week here, and we're going to just continue with these announcements.
I think I need 3 more coffees, but we'll make it through.
Yeah, so as you know, there are lots of information around VMware Cloud, lots of updates on the evolution of VMware Cloud, and joining us to share some of those details is VP of Engineering, Anu Kirpekar. Anu, welcome.
Thank you, Pete. It's great to be here.
Absolutely, yeah. So, great session, great keynote. I'm really curious, from your perspective, like, what are you excited about when it comes to VMware Cloud?
Yeah, so based on all the conversations I've had so far with our customers, the thing that's really top of mind for all of them is the fact that they have multiple clouds, and they would like a common operational model for these multiple cloud scenarios. And we're bringing just that with our VMware Cloud and the various cloud editions. Imagine, for them, life is so much simpler when they don't have to learn 3 or 4 different ways of managing their clouds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no app is created the same. Every app has different requirements, and so this is just a natural evolution. That you're going to have different requirements, and therefore probably different cloud locations and different strategies. So
absolutely,
I agree. I do believe that having this evolution, this VMware Cloud strategy, giving us this multi-cloud option is a pretty straight strategy.
Yeah, and it's really about the practitioner, right? It's about the operator, the IT operator, the infra operator, the network admins, the application admins. And it's pretty evident that the simplicity of delivering large-scale deployments and fleet management across multiple clouds is exactly what our infra admin is looking for.
Yeah.
And the networking team wants to provide the necessary guardrails so they get out of the way so that the application admin or the developer can actually self-service. And we're bringing exactly that with all of our innovations this week.
Absolutely. Well, VMware Cloud Foundation has been at the foundation, if you will, of the VMware Cloud story. And I know this is an area, as the VP of Engineering, that you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about what are some of the updates we hear about with 5.0.
No, yeah, absolutely, right? We just recently announced VCF 5.0. And those who've used VCF before know the challenges we had with 3x to 4x, VCF 3x to 4x upgrades, which we really couldn't call upgrades because they were full-on migrations. We changed the network plane, the data plane, right, behind
V to T migration.
The V to T migration, the vSphere 6 to 7, even the storage pieces of it. And it would require tooling that we built on our part to actually help the customer, but nothing about it was self-service, right? It was handheld experience. But guess what, right? With 4x to 5x, it really is an in-place upgrade.
Yeah.
Right? There's no more migrations. It's like you're upgrading a 4x to a 5x. It's exactly the same for a 4x to a 5y, right? And that's not all. We made several improvements to the actual upgrade experience, faster upgrades, 3x faster upgrades to parallelism. And there's many more innovations.
Yeah.
I can keep on talking about them.
So you talked a little bit about networking earlier, and we were talking about, one of the core elements of VCF is NSX. I heard about this NSX Plus. Can you talk a little bit about the value that brings?
That is huge for our customers. Fundamentally, the networking team wants to get out of the way, like I mentioned earlier, right? But they own the policies. They own the security. They're the ones setting up the firewalls, the load balancers, creating the guardrails so that infra admins can then leverage the infrastructure for the developers. Now, till now, if you look at any of our legacy hardware-style networking providers, it's just not possible to make it simple across multiple clouds.
No, racks of boxes, often different vendors,
all kinds of vendors in the market. Now, imagine if you have a simple cloud-like model to set up your network policies globally across all your deployments. And then setting up VPCs.
Oh, wow. That's
right?
Yeah.
If you can set up VPCs and set up the guardrails, you suddenly have a self-service model to deploy applications for your end user or your developer.
Well, it sounds like it's a kind of a top-down view and ability to push policies rather than necessarily like a bottom-up, kind of loose federation or something.
Absolutely, and we've integrated that whole experience into our VMware Cloud. So you can, from one console, the network admin team can actually monitor what's happening in every deployment. They can set up the policies globally. You can do it through APIs as well.
Well, I like this global aggregation of data and this kind of like almost to a central phone home dashboard and things like this, but this also ties into some of the stuff Kit showed where, generative AI, being able to better interact with NSX and some of these capabilities. This is cool to see where this is going.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Speaking of, also looking at where things are going with VCF, storage, has always been a key part there, and we saw the vSAN Max announcements and, just the vSAN ESA. So what's our story with vSAN and VCF?
Yeah, so vSAN ESA is going to be available with VCF 5.1, which is a big innovation for us in the second half, right? It'll be available. But that's not all. We're working to make sure vSAN Max, which is the disaggregated storage model,
yes,
which is essential for our modern elastic applications that are data intensive, right?
Yeah.
That have large data sets, like the big data type of applications.
I've got 6 petabytes I need to bring in, and not necessarily a huge amount. I've already got the compute, I'm fine, but
okay. Yeah, I want to just build storage domains, just like you have workload domains.
Storage domains. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
So lifecycle, common manage, all my compute and all my storage.
Absolutely.
It sounds like a great evil plan. So
yeah, honestly, being at VMware for so long and understanding, I love the story how VMware initially, virtualized servers, right?
Yeah.
And then ultimately came out with vCenter to aggregate the management of those servers, essentially simplifying the process for our customers. And then I feel like VCF was like the next phase of that, where we basically, completely simplified full SDDC stack, providing the compute, the storage, the networking, and the management. And I really feel like this is like round 3 or version 3, where we're going to this VMware Cloud vision of, simplifying all of that, but then having all of the add-on services like ransomware recovery and other automation and
stuff that you can only do in the cloud in many cases.
Yeah, things that you can only do in the cloud. And so I'm really excited about that vision. So how does that VMware Cloud vision apply to VMware Cloud Foundation?
Yeah, so think of the VMware Cloud Foundation as the common stack, that's available for any of the editions. So all the goodness of lifecycle management, fleet management, identity management, everything that is operational across your fleets, imagine bringing that to every type of deployment, right? Whether it's a standard edition or a HCI model or an advanced or enterprise for cloud editions, you get that same model everywhere. So VCF has really become the foundation platform. And as you heard about the Private AI Foundation, right? That is also based on VCF now.
I was going to assume, I made some mistakes. I saw the foundation, the name, and I'm like, we can't have 2 foundations. So this has got to be built on that one.
Absolutely. So. It's the same foundation. You can have your large language models running in your Private AI product, and you can have your business applications running in VMware Cloud on VCF. And you can connect the two. You can run your Gen AI-like applications off of your large language models where the inference is running on your AI platform. So with the same operational model, which is the exciting part, right?
It really is. It's an exciting week. There's been so many great announcements. I love the fact, especially with VMware Cloud Foundation, it's like no matter if we're talking about announcements with vSphere or announcements with vSAN or even announcements with AI, it all comes back down into VMware Cloud Foundation.
Absolutely.
It's
so exciting.
Anu, thank you so much for joining us on Virtually Speaking, and enjoy the rest of your week here at Explore.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right.